suspects. A veterinarian performed a second examination, and that time they confirmed the deaths were the result of some sort of animal. The News Tribune also is reporting that 2 cats found dead in Lacey and Olympia in the last couple of weeks were also the work of animals. Your weather forecast.
Cloudy and cooler today as a weak weather system moves through British Columbia. Highs today will hit the low 70s, but we'll have mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. Sunshine and warmer weather return by Sunday. I'm KIRO 7 Pinpoint meteorologist Tiffany Sanders.
It is mostly cloudy and 69 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Ursula Royteen.
Subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. KIRO Radio 97.3 FM. News and talk. Powered by the Pacific Northwest.
The Big Lead is brought to you by 3010 Weight Loss for Life.
The Dori Monson Show on KIRO Radio. This is The Big Lead.
Coming to you from the Carter Subaru studio and streaming on Facebook Live. Welcome. Welcome to The Big Show. This Inslee thing, man. I'm telling you.
Which part of it?
Well, the fact that he won't pay back the taxpayers, the weak excuse that he gave yesterday. So last night, what started as kind of a flight of fancy for me yesterday, because I love my radio show, and I don't think I would love anything about politics. But I actually started seriously thinking about how to beat Jay Inslee. And the more I thought about it, the easier it seems to me, beating him.
And is that still thinking that you would jump in?
Well, I'm the one who could beat him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not working on someone's campaign, you're thinking you.
No, I'm not working on anybody's campaign. So then we had a listener who emailed us. Let me find this email. Listener Travis, and I know he's a legit guy because, you know, when we deep fry turkeys for charity, Travis always makes a very, very generous donation. So I think he's a person of means. So he emailed me last night, and he says, "Don't tempt us for you running for governor. I will be your biggest contribution. I will personally give you $20,000 today. Please run. We need you." Then separately, another listener put a placeholder on dory4gov.com. So listeners got that reserved for me now. And then I started thinking about how to beat Inslee. And the more I thought about it, it would be so easy to do if somebody who had a strong message.
And right now you are saying that you are truly thinking about it.
I'm saying I have a little thinking to do this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, look, here's how we beat him. We, first of all, have a vision, and that is roads, cops, public safety. We will fund all of those things first, and education, which is constitutionally mandated. We will fund all those things first. Everything else is optional. State government's way too big. And it'll be with the goal of cutting state government by 25%. Because if you take the first dollars in and you make the first dollars out, your priorities of education, roads, public safety, or transportation. Because transit, buses would be a part of that too. So there's the vision. But then going after Inslee, it's so easy. First of all, I'll play ad nauseum in television commercials his lie about taxes. You've said you would not raise taxes. Do you pledge to my listeners that as governor you will not raise taxes or support tax increases in this state?
My plan is very specific. It does not propose or support tax increases in general taxes.
Okay, and then a graphic comes up that shows that he signed the four biggest tax increases in the history of the state of Washington. So you just expose that blatant lie. Like in your newscast, Ursula, he said he won't take a cabinet position. He pledges that, right? Well, man's a proven liar with that soundbite. He's good. There's no way he turns down a cabinet position if a Democrat beats Trump next year. There's no way.
The way he said it, there was one position he was considering, but then
Well, he was meant the presidency was the only position he was considering, and he didn't get that. So, but he's a proven liar, and so he's going to jump ship. And this is truly the reason why I'm thinking about this at all, because then Bob Ferguson becomes the governor. And I think Bob Ferguson's the most dangerous politician I've ever seen in my 24 years on the air. But he would win because he has a D next to his name. And I think that would be disastrous for this state. So how do you insulate against that? Well, you beat Inslee, because Inslee's gone in 2020 from the governor's mansion, from the state, if a Democrat beats Trump. And so we have to keep Ferguson from running the state. Okay, so then I'll play the tax lie ad nauseum. I will play the sound bites from yesterday when he was asked if he's going to reimburse. He's got $1 million left in his campaign for presidency. And he was asked, are you going to pay back the taxpayers of Washington for the millions they spent on your State Patrol security detail?
Governor, are you going to reimburse the State Patrol taxpayers for the cost of your security detail?
We're going to follow Washington law, and Washington law is that the Washington State Patrol provides security for the governor, and we're going to follow that law to the T.
And then he was pressed on it. He's all about the law.
Governor, you never actually answered the question of if your campaign would reimburse the State Patrol for your
we're
activities.
We're going to follow the state statute that calls for the State Patrol on state funds to provide that service. We're going to follow that statute.
Regardless if it's not official state business, it's your presidential campaign.
No. Well, maybe I should make myself clear. We're going to follow the law of the state of Washington. I think that's a good thing to follow. And it provides that the State Patrol provides security for the governor no matter what the governor is doing. Going to church, going for a walk, or any other matter. That's the law of the state of Washington. So we're going to follow it, and that's what we should do. We should follow the law of the state of Washington. That's what I'm doing.
The law would allow you to reimburse if you wanted to.
Right.
The law doesn't
we're going to follow the law.
Yeah, the law allows you to reimburse, so why not reimburse?
Because we're going to follow the law of the state of Washington. Next question.
That is just infuriating. What a slap in the face of the taxpayers. He's got $1 million, and Hannah Scott looked into what he has to do with that $1 million. He could donate it, or he could roll it over into another campaign. So presumably these dopes who donated to Inslee thinking that he had some chance at being president, they unwittingly have donated to his gubernatorial re-election campaign, because that's what he's going to do with that $1 million. So you play those clips of him showing his disdain for the taxpayers, because he could take that $1 million and he could pay back you and me for part of our State Patrol costs. But he won't. He makes it clear. And why won't he? Because he says he wants to follow the law. He thinks the law is a good thing, except for sanctuary, where he ignores federal laws, where he harbors illegals. So that's another set of TV commercials that I'll run. We'll talk to the family of the fallen Kittitas County Sheriff's deputy who was murdered by an illegal, and we'll show the real-life effects of sanctuary policy in this state. We'll talk to the woman from White Center who was in the studio with me several weeks ago, who was raped by an illegal, and then, because of sanctuary policy, he was released, and he was able to go back to his rape victim and physically assault her again. We will show the stories, the real-life stories of sanctuary. Jay Inslee says, I think the law is a good thing, except when he disagrees with the law. So he harbors illegals in this state who rape and murder. We'll show that. We'll show how he's been pushing for an income tax. He doesn't believe in the law there because he wants to violate our state constitution with an income tax. We'll show the pictures of the needles all over Seattle's parks, of the homeless who are sleeping in gutters. We'll tell the story of how Western State Hospital has fallen out of federal funding guidelines because it has been so horribly neglected. And again, it's not just going to be about what Inslee has done wrong, although you could build an entire campaign on that, but you have to have a vision. I would decertify Evergreen State College as a public university today. if I had the chance. $200 million a year we could save by not having the public. If they want to stay private, they're the size of like a AA high school. And we're spending $200 million a year for the radicals who inhibit and inhabit that campus there. So we'll save that money. And as I suggested, if I can do it, I'll turn Evergreen State into the largest mental institution in the state because they're already 90% of the way there. And we'll take the people who have homeless problems. But the first thing we'll do with the homeless and the drug addicted is we'll try to save their lives. We'll try to get them the treatment. We'll try to get them the counseling, the job training, all of the things they need, the medical care. That'll be first. But if they refuse that, we will restore law and order, and we will put them in jail. And we won't allow legalization of drugs in our city, in our county, as we've been doing. It's all gone crazy around here. So I'm telling you right now, play his tax lie on a loop on TV commercials. Play his disdain for the hardworking people of this state who pay taxes when he says he won't reimburse them when he could. When he's got $1 million left over in his presidential campaign and he refuses to do so because he believes in the law, and then show all of the laws that Jay Inslee ignores and the human cost of him ignoring those laws, the rapes and the murders by illegals in this state. I am telling you. See, I really did think about this last night.
You did.
I was not this focused yesterday because I thought I was goofing around. But
well, you can't get everyone's hopes up, or some people's hopes up.
I know, and I'll temper all of this by saying, I really like doing a radio show, and I think I would hate the world of politics. I just think I would. Mm-hmm. But a bunch of people said, you got to put up or shut up. Well, no, I don't. I can still talk, and I can still call out all of the flaws and all of the things that I think are wrong with government, but there is some truth to that. And then here's the real thing, Ursula. I saw a tweet this morning from Donald J. Trump. And here's what he tweeted. The economy is strong and good, whereas the rest of the world is not doing so well. Despite this, the fake news media, together with their partner, the Democrat Party, are working overtime to convince people that we are in or will soon be going into a recession. They're willing to lose their wealth, or a big part of it, just for the possibility of winning the election. But it won't work because I always find a way to win, especially for the people. I always find a way to win. And whatever people might think about Donald Trump, the fact that he pulled off the most improbable presidential campaign in the history of this country, he did find a way to win. And there's some truth to that. And I like that phrase. I always find a way to win. And when I think about, because I've had a lot of great life challenges and I've had a lot of great life goals that I've achieved. And when I got into coaching, I made sure I found a way to win a state championship. And our radio show's been as successful as it can be. I just think it would be so dang much fun.
But you would have to then commit to it for 4 years.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just about, that election night victory.
I know it. That's the dark, ugly counterbalance to all of this. But just the sheer joy of a challenge like that and of prevailing, and I do have that kind of self-confidence. I really, truly believe that if I decided to do this, that I would win. I believe that with every fiber of my being, because that's just the way I approach things. Mm-hmm. It's the way life's gone.
So, then do it.
But I like this job. I like the radio show.
I vote for the show.
But what if Fergie becomes governor?
Then we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah, but at what toll? At what cost?
True.
Of him, just targeting, him weaponizing state government against people who don't think like him. That's what Fergie does. And I just...
but if you truly think that you could do it better,
Yes.
This like the proof is in the pudding.
I know.
Got to do it.
I know it. I got some thinking to do this weekend. I really do.
It's the most serious I've heard.
I honest to goodness, I spent a lot of reflective time. Plus, I got that $20K in the bank.
I know,
but all I have to do is let Travis know.
Wouldn't he have to become like a super PAC? Can you do $20,000 as an individual donor? I think there's some limits. You need to look into that, Dori.
Details.
Yeah. I'll find a way to win. Wait, Travis can't give me $20,000. What, in America, in a free country, one man can't give another man $20K? Crying out loud.
Sounds good, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way.
And by the way, if I accept it, Travis, you're not buying me. I don't know what you want to get back.
And then you would have to answer to that.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't you have to make promises like you're not going to take this money and that money? And
nobody's going to buy me. No way.
You were excited about $20,000.
Well, yeah, no, they'll help me win the election, but they're not going to buy my
Well, that's how they do it.
No.
They buy you by helping you in your election.
No, we're going to flip this 180. People are going to donate.
That's how it's done.
They're going to donate because they like my vision, not to influence or change my vision to suit them. They're going to do it because they like my vision, or they can't stand the path. They look at the drugs and the homeless and they say, we got to change this. That's why they're going to give. It's not going to change me.
Why does the intent only change when it comes to your campaign and everyone else's dirty money?
Because I'm not buyable. I'm not a politician. Politicians are sleazes for the most part. 90% of them. There might be 10% good ones. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I get to Olympia.
We have quite a few people texting in that they'll give you. There's a few $100. There's a few thousands.
There you go.
People say they've never donated before, but they'll give you $100. All you
Dori.
need is a buck.
Listen to this. This is from Mick in South Prairie. You talked extensively about Jay Inslee's truly inspiring interview about reimbursing taxpayers for his protection detail costs, his carbon-spewing trips around the nation. His answer about following the law was such a slap in the face to taxpayers who have to continually feel the impact of his decisions regarding the laws he chooses not to follow, such as sanctuary, toll lanes. Oh, yeah, toll lanes. Those 405 toll lanes are illegal. Bob Ferguson had to twist words painfully, and we're soaking taxpayers on the east side for tens of millions of dollars with illegal toll lanes. Yeah, those are going to go, too. I'm getting rid of those toll lanes from governor. Guaranteed. Back to Mick. He says, this guy's such a joke, having him in the national spotlight. Please stop teasing us and actually run.
There you go.
I don't know. Okay, tell you what. I haven't even gotten to any of my big lead stories because I need to work all of this out, and I need to just talk it out with you. So you can text us. The Online Trading Academy text line is 98973. That's 98973. And we will start the big lead next as the Dori Monson Show rolls on.